For over 1,000 years, the Japanese have practiced Kimodameshi, the test of courage, a tradition where fear itself becomes the enemy and darkness reveals who you truly are. This is part one of our journey through Japan's most terrifying tradition, exploring two stories from ancient Japan, from imperial courts facing demons to samurai warriors summoning spirits from beyond. These are not fairy tales. These are historical records and documented rituals from the Heian and Edo periods. This is where Kimodameshi began.
Before we jump to the stories, we would like to ask for just a few seconds of your time. Like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. With that, you can stay tuned with all our updates with content of Japan and Asia. Thank you.
Our first story takes us to the year 986, during the Heian period. The imperial court of Emperor Kazan was a place of elegance, poetry, and deep supernatural belief. At this court lived three brothers, sons of Fujiwara no Kanaie, one of Japan's most powerful ministers. The eldest was Michitaka, the second Michikane, the youngest was Michinaga, who would later become the most powerful man in Japan. But on this night, they were simply three young nobles about to face an emperor's challenge. The challenge was simple yet terrifying. A mansion on the outskirts of the capital was said to be haunted by an oni, a demon with horns, wild hair, and immense strength. At 3 a.m., the hour of the ox, when spirits are strongest, each brother must enter alone and bring back proof. According to the historical text Okagami, written in the 11th century, here's what happened. Michitaka, the proud eldest brother, approached first. He walked up the path, reached for the door, and heard something inside, deep, inhuman. He fled without even touching the handle. Michikane, the middle brother, went further. He actually opened the door. But in the darkness beyond, he heard footsteps, heavy footsteps approaching. He too ran, paralyzed by fear. That left Michinaga, the youngest. Unlike his brothers, Michinaga had trained extensively in martial arts. He understood discipline and controlled fear. He entered the mansion. The darkness was absolute. Strange sounds surrounded him, scratching in walls, dragging sounds from above. But he pushed deeper, sliced off one of the pillars, collecting the piece, and turned to leave. That's when he saw it, a massive shadow at the end of the hall. Red glowing eyes. The oni was real. But Michinaga did something remarkable. He bowed to the demon, showing respect, then turned and walked, not ran, walked out of the house. Only Michinaga returned with proof. Emperor Kazan was impressed, and history would prove this night defined him. Michinaga went on to rule Japan for 30 years, the power behind multiple emperors. His brothers lived in his shadow forever. The lesson? True courage isn't the absence of fear. It's moving forward despite it. It's bowing to your demons and walking away with dignity. This story became the foundation of Kimodameshi tradition, inspiring centuries of courage tests that followed. Jump forward 700 years to the Edo period. Japan is at peace under the Tokugawa shogunate. The samurai, once warriors constantly facing death, now have no wars to fight. So, they invented a new battlefield, one where the enemy wasn't human. They called it Hyakumonogatari Kaidankai, a gathering of 100 supernatural tales. First documented in the 1660 book Tonoi-gusa, it became wildly popular among samurai and eventually spread to all social classes. The rules were precise. Gather 100 people. Wait until nightfall. Light 100 blue candles. Blue, the color of death. Arrange them in a circle. Sit around them in darkness. Then, one by one, each person tells a ghost story. It must inspire fear. When the story ends, the storyteller walks to the center and extinguishes one candle. 100 stories, 100 candles. And with each flame that dies, the room grows darker, and something else grows stronger. The belief was simple but terrifying. Each extinguished candle opened a small crack between our world and the spirit realm. 99 cracks can be survived, but 100? That's a doorway. That's an invitation. Let me paint you a picture from the historical accounts. A group of samurai gather in a cave outside Edo, modern Tokyo. They're dressed in blue robes. As nightfall, they light the candles and begin. Story after story. A battlefield ghost searching for his severed head. Drowned children who drag swimmers down. Demons that replace people with perfect copies. 20 candles gone, 40, 60. The shadows grow deeper with each tale. 95 candles extinguished, only 5 flames remain. The room is nearly black. Even these fearless warriors feel it now, something watching them. 96, 97, 98. 99. One candle remains. Its single flame barely illuminates anything. This is the moment of decision. Because the wise samurai, the experienced ones, they never extinguished the 100th candle. They left it burning, keeping the doorway from fully opening. But some groups didn't stop. Historical records tell of samurai who completed all 100 stories. The accounts are fragmentary but consistent. They felt hands in the darkness, too cold, too many fingers. They saw faces, hundreds of faces, all the ghosts from all the stories manifesting at once. One account describes a group that finished all 100 candles. When dawn came and others checked on them, the room was empty. The samurai were never seen again. The tradition gave birth to an entire genre of literature and continues today, though rarely does anyone make it past 30 stories before fear wins. Those who claim they've done all 100 report the same things the samurai did. Presences in darkness, things that shouldn't exist, and the feeling of being followed for days afterwards. This tradition is a fascinating blend of folklore, psychology, and perhaps something else.
It's been called an ancient research technique, one that stretches back to a universal fear of what lurks beyond the known. It makes you wonder, does it really matter if the ghosts summoned by Hyakumonogatari Kaidankai are real or imagined? When darkness surrounds you and the last candle burns low, the stories that fill the silence can become unsettlingly real.
Two stories from ancient Japan. Two very different tests of courage. Michinaga faced his demon alone in the darkness of a haunted mansion. The samurai faced theirs together, summoning spirits through ritual and story. But both understood something crucial that has been forgotten over time. Kimodameshi was never just about conquering fear. It was about respect, about knowing the limits, about understanding when to bow and when to leave that final candle burning. These ancient practitioners established the foundation of a tradition that would continue for centuries. They proved that true courage isn't reckless, it's measured, it's wise. It acknowledges danger and proceeds with caution.
So those were the ancient stories about Kimodameshi. In the next episode, we'll see two stories from the modern era. But we'll make a pause in this series and introduce a different kind of story, maybe more suited for the Halloween month. We'll talk about 5 famous ghosts known in Japan. Curious about that? Leave in the comments what ghost stories you would like to hear. Thank you for watching. See you soon.